Introduction to Architectural Drawing, Wall Section Video 2. Continuing with our wall section drawing, we will now discuss the overhang of the roof and the finished materials used for the home. The standard overhang of a residential home is 1 foot away from the stud wall. So there's a 1 foot overhang in this design as well as most others. To do this, we will offset our stud line (12 inches), and we will fillet our top chord to this line. We will also extend the bottom line of our top chord to the 1 foot line. Next, we will add a 2x4 to be nailed onto the side of the top chord and nailed to the wall. This will allow us to hang our plywood soffit below. So from the bottom corner of the top chord, we will add a 2x4. So we'll offset 3.5 inches. Okay, we will leave this as it is for now. And now we will discuss the finishes on the home. So on your floor plan, as we drew before, we have a 5.5 inch stud wall. We have ½ inches for plywood, and we have 3/4 for the facade. We also have ½ inches for sheetrock on the inside of the wall. So we will reflect all of these items on the wall section. So I'm going to offset ½ inch on both sides. I'm going to offset 3/4 for the siding. I'm also going to offset 3/4 for the plywood, which will be placed on top of the trusses which make up the roof. And then I'm going to also offset 1/4 inch for our felt paper, which will be placed on top of the plywood, and then another 1/4 inch for our roofing material. Could be shingles, could be metal roof, depends on what the roof plan specifies. Okay. Now I'm going to place a 1 by 8 fascia board. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and trim and change our layers. So we want to use the finish layer for all of these lines. So that the lines are thinner than the wood. I'm going to trim. And you will use your blueprint to see exactly which lines need to be trimmed and where. And at the base of the wall, we will extend our line down past the bottom of the wood stud to provide a barrier for moisture. Alright, once we have trimmed all of our lines, we will now draw the 1 by 8 inch fascia board. So 7 1/4 for the 8 inch board. Excuse me, it's going to be a 1 by 6. So we're going to go 5 1/2. And we're going to go 3/4 in thickness because a 1 by is 3/4 thick. 5.5 and across. We would technically cut this board if we drew a section line through the house. So we will note that with an X. And I'm going to round up these lines as well. And I'm going to fill it. So here is our 3/4 inch plywood, our 1/4 inch felt paper, our shingles or our metal roofing, overlapping on top of the fascia board. We have our top cord, our soffit, which we will offset. Half an inch. We will trim this out. It appears before the siding, so it will be there. We will make this the finish layer as well. We will also need to offset a half an inch for sheetrock, which is hung on the ceiling of the home. And we will trim that out away from the wall. We will also make sure that this is a finish layer. So we have our pitch cord roof truss system. We have our finished material on top of the roof and on the outside of the wall. We have our fascia board. We also have our interior sheetrock on the ceiling and the walls, and then we were also going to offset a half an inch to show flooring material. Now we noted the flooring material on the floor plan so the contractor would know which type of material goes in which room. So we will give a generic note that this is flooring material on the S finish layer. Next, we will cover our hatch patterns, and we will also cover the notes that we will need to place into the drawing. So view the next video for information on finishing out our wall section in AutoCAD.